Warning: this program contains content that is not appropriate for children. It contains vulgar language, retarded humor, and a bunch of weird-ass shit that no one will probably understand, including us. Therefore, it should not be viewed by anyone. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings to all those out there in internet land. I am your host, John Christopher Wagner, along with my co-host,
James Michael Wagner.
And I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Forgotten Figures. And the way this series works is that we take a figure, whether it's real or fictional, and one of us does all the research on that character, but the other one doesn't. And then the other one goes through the information, so only one person knows any of the information or most of it.
Yes. And this way, the other person can learn about the figure as well as those of you in the audience.
And for this episode, it is my turn to have who chose the character, did all the research.
And you're in for a very special treat today.
Okay, out there in the pantheon of greats, you have such heroes as the angry video game nerd, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, James Bond, Isabella, the belly dancing sensation on YouTube, and her boyfriend, Mr. Big, Compound Interest, President Donald Trump, Guts from Berserk, and the newest addition to that realm of deities is Tartar Sauce, or you may know her better as Grumpy Cat.
Yeah, way to bulk up the hype here. I don't know if we can possibly match it. I mean, when you're in the same league as Donald Trump, you're expecting a lot.
No, Grumpy Cat deserves to be in that pantheon with all those I just mentioned. Tartar Sauce, or Grumpy Cat, we'll refer to both her names, her real name and her stage name, or porn name, if you're a pervert. Tartar Sauce was born on May 4th, 2012. And she was known for her grumpy facial expression because it was caused by an underbite and feline dwarfism. So it was a medical condition. You could say she was deformed.
But Grumpy Cat didn't let her condition slow her down.
Nope. But much like Freddy from Shazam, she rose to the challenge, and she came to prominence.
So she was handy-capable.
Yes, not handicapped. Grumpy Cat was handy-capable, just like Freddy from Shazam. She rose to prominence when a photograph of her was posted on September 22nd, 2012, on the social news website Reddit by Brian Bundison, who is the brother of the owner of Grumpy Cat, Tabitha. So that's where Grumpy Cat originated from. It was because her owner's brother posted a picture of her on the internet.
So Grumpy Cat's a superhero because she has her own origin story.
Yes, she does.
So, like X-Men Origins Wolverine, you have internet origins
Grumpy Cat.
Or internet meme origins Grumpy Cat.
Yes. So Tartar Sauce was one of a litter of 4 kittens that were born to a calico mother and a blue and white tabby putative father at the home of her owner Tabitha in Morristown, Arizona. Calico and blue and white tabby are cat breeds. I'm assuming we don't know that much about cats. We never had any of them. So they say that her tartar sauce's face appeared grumpy because the feeling had a forward dwarfism, which I just mentioned, and that her mother and father were normal-sized domestic short-haired cats. But tartar sauce somehow was undersized and had hind legs that were a bit different according to them. And then her and her brother Pokey were born with a flat face, bubble eyes, and a short tail. So So nobody knows where the deformities came from because her parents were fine. So it was just a genetic defect, I'm guessing.
Could please contact or consult your local scientists for more information on the genetics of cats.
Feline deformities. So the Mimi manager, Ben lashes represent the grumpy cat in addition to keyboard cat and Nyan cat. Two internet cat sensations apparently we've never heard of until now, and I don't know what they are.
But I think I did. I think I might have seen a video of a cat playing a keyboard because they played in TV
I was going to be a long stretch here, but I'm assuming the keyboard cat does something with the keyboard, possibly playing it, but I don't know. I can't confirm that. That's just my theory.
In Dream Theater Symphony X, but not Gravedigger because they use very little keyboard.
Yeah, or great Opeth.
Yeah, any metal band with keyboards, yes. Incarnation where keyboards apply.
Yes. So in 2013, Tabitha took a leave of absence from her job at Red Lobster. I believe she was a waitress to manage Grumpy Cat's schedule, while her brother Brian managed the Grumpy Cat website, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter accounts. So Grumpy Cat had a very high internet presence. As of March 5th, 2019, Grumpy Cat had 8.3 million total followers on Facebook, 2.4 million followers on Instagram, and 1.5 million followers on Twitter. That's a lot of fucking followers.
So you could say Grumpy Cat had an empire of sorts.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, we should have an asterisk here with the notes saying Grumpy Cat, brought to you by capitalism.
Yes, but even though Grumpy Cat did have an empire, it didn't do a fake racial attack and blame it on Donald Trump. So, like Jesse Smollett from Empire, and there's no Subway sandwiches involved. Dumbass. Fucktard. After her debut in 2012, Grumpy Cat made many media appearances, and they are typically accompanied by her owner, Tabitha, and Brian, and sometimes Tabitha's daughter, Crystal. And they were interviewed by the respective hosts of each program. She was also featured in advertising campaigns for Friskies and General Mills Honey Nut Cheerios, and made public appearances to promote her own book. So Friskies make sense because that's a cat food, but why would Grumpy Cat have anything to do with Honey Nut Cheerios? She must have been a whore, would do anything for money.
That's kind of a bad way to put it, but I don't remember. That was a commercial, right?
I don't remember seeing any of those.
I don't remember Grumpy Cat ever promoting Honey Nut Cheerios
or Friskies.
I don't even know if cats can eat stuff like that.
So,
but they do like milk.
Yes, unpasteurized milk when you squirt it from the teat right into their mouth. In 2012, Grumpy Cat appeared on the Today Show on NBC News, and in 2013. Grumpy Cat was on ABC News, Good Morning America, CBS Evening News, Anderson Live, VH1's Big Morning Buzz Live, E! Network's The Soup, Fox's American Idol. I'm not even going to ask about that one.
So, is there any other shows that appeared on?
Yes. Promoting Grumpy Cat, a Grumpy book at Book Expo America. Book launches at Los Angeles department store Kitson and the Groves Barnes and Noble. And then Michael Knorr interviewed Grumpy Cat in quotation marks for Forbes magazine, released March 25th, 2013. Seated opposite each other in red velvet accent chairs, Noah satirically supposed that Grumpy Cat's performances have deeper philosophical underpinnings, existential angst, and nihilism. Then goes on to quote Kafka, to which Grumpy Cat replies via popular image macro with impact typeface, I read Kafka once, wish I hadn't.
Oh, wow, I'm actually speechless. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. The part though with all the news shows and stuff that was on.
Yeah, but Grumpy Cat was interviewed for Forbes magazine.
Yes. Okay, so I guess maybe we can take the credibility of all those things in the question now. If they're interviewing Grumpy Cat. Especially the fake news show.
Okay. Grumpy Cat in March 2013 also attended South by Southwest Interactive, which was hosted at the Marshall House, where she appeared for 2 hours each day as Grumpy Cat. And then, as part of the Spokescat sponsorship, Friskies paid travel expenses to Southwest Interactive in Austin, Texas, in order to film Will Kitty Play With It. That sounds sexual, but I don't think it is. CNN CBS's CNET called Grumpy Cat the undisputed biggest star of South by Southwest over Elon Musk, Al Gore, and Neil Gaiman.
Well, hell, you could have a pile of shit on the ground beat out Al Gore.
Well, no shit.
That's frankly insulting.
Yeah.
That you would even have to state that.
Yeah, so you might think that's a big triumph for Grumpy Cat, but in reality, it's not. Over 600 fans waited for hours in the line, which were nearly 3 blocks long, to take photos with her. Among the crowds were internet entrepreneur Dennis Crowley, singer Andrew W.K., and actor Ian Stormholder. Stormholder took photos with Grumpy Cat and called her his new love. I don't think that's sexual. And described her as very pieced out, sweet as pumpkin pie, and kind of amazing. Now we're in 2014. She did a television commercial for Honey Nut Cheerios, and she appeared in the season finale appearance on ABC Network's The Bachelorette.
Wow, Grumpy Cat got around.
This just gets weirder.
I've never even heard of any of this stuff that she did.
Maybe all the hot girls died, so she had to become the girl the guys had to date on the show. She was also featured as a special guest on the November 17th, 2014 edition of WWE Monday Night Raw.
Well,
did they do the whole train on her? How about the Stone Cold Stunner? That was Stone Cold Steve Austin. The whole train was that The Rock?
What, the whole train?
Yeah, I think The Rock did that.
I think so.
He also called them jabronis. So I wonder if he called Grumpy Cat a jabroni. Was Grumpy Cat in a cage match or hit somebody with a folding chair?
Maybe Grumpy Cat was a guest ref.
Yeah, they threw her out of the ring.
Yeah, WWE, that's with Vince McMahon, right?
Yeah, that's...
Maybe Grumpy Cat attacked Vince McMahon.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, Grumpy Cat wrestling can never be bad. In 2016, she had a special appearance on Disney Channel's Bizarre to Bark.
Oh, I've heard the name. That's a show. I've never seen it, but I've heard of the name.
Now on to the Frisky sponsorship. This apparently was a big deal. Grumpy Cat appeared in episodes of the Friskies YouTube game show Will Kitty Play With It? Okay, now that makes sense. Still sounds like a sex show, but with cats. In September 2013, it was announced that Grumpy Cat would become the official spokescat of Friskies. Kind of like Mr. Business from Bob's Burgers, Gale's cat.
I wonder if that's where they got the idea from.
Yeah, I wonder too. Probably. TMZ reported that Grumpy Cat's South by Southwest interactive appearance in Texas, that Friskies paid for first-class flights, a private hotel room with a king-size bed, a personal assistant, a chauffeur, and unlimited Friskies food and bottled water for her. Because she gets treated like an A-list celebrity. On March 22nd, 2013, Grumpy Cat went to New York City and promoted the show and appeared on Good Morning America and Anderson Live and visited Time magazine for a photo shoot. Was Grumpy Cat ever on the cover of Time? She could be Person of the Century.
Well, considering Time magazine is, well, they just suck.
Yeah.
Grumpy Cat's an improvement in any capacity.
Maybe Time magazine now should be called Maybe It's Time to Die.
It's time to take a shit.
Time to shove up your ass. Time to die, bitches. Okay, so now we're up to merchandising and paraphernalia of the Grumpy Cat kind.
Finally, we get to the core of the Grumpy Cat world. The nice, gooey, chocolatey, nougaty, molten core of the Grumpy Cat empire.
Yes. Grumpy Cat Limited held 8 trademarks in August 2018, registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. You know, that's the place where Sony said, that is getting their stuff patented for the PlayStation 5. So, Grumpy Cat's there too with the PlayStation 5. 1,082 items were available on the official Grumpy Cat online shop. Holy shit balls, Batman. 1,082 Grumpy Cat items is a lot.
Well, whoever, I gotta give these people credit though. When they saw Grumpy Cat and they thought it was a good idea, or they knew it was a good idea, and they just ran with it.
They're just like Kiss. They have no shame in marketing.
No.
I wonder if they have the Grumpy Cat coffin for people and cats or animals.
Yeah, that'd be a very good thing to know. But they really milked this opportunity for all it's worth.
Yeah, on the Grumpy Cat coffin, there could be a picture of her, and it would say, "I died once, and I hated it."
Yeah, or I didn't like it, or whatever, however it's usually phrased.
Okay. Licensed merchant, Grumpy Cat also had a lot of licensed merchandise, like t-shirts and mugs, and they all were advertised on the Grumpy Cat website, and they also were sold at Hot Topic.
Speaking of merchandise, I wonder if there's Grumpy Cat adult toys.
Oh, like Adam and Eve?
Yeah, if Grumpy Cat decided to corner the market for people who are, a little more...
Oh, like dildos, erotic?
Yes, the erotic market.
So you'd have Grumpy Cat vibrators, dildos,
butt plugs, nipple clamps,
anal beads.
Yeah, pretty much anything. I don't know.
Those beads you stick in your hoochie.
I don't know how Grumpy Cat rolled. If Grumpy Cat was asexual or not.
Or pansexual or homo or bi or
transgender. Lesbian.
No, remember the L word, lesbian? No, the other L word. Lesbians?
Or Grumpy Cat was in the orgies. Who knows?
Yeah, Grumpy Cat.
The possibilities are endless.
So there are also stuffed toys that were also available, or you call them plushies. The original official plush was produced by Gund, though as of August 2018, no Grumpy Cat merchandise was available on the Gund website. Gans, the company behind Webkins, I've heard of them, produced a small Grumpy Cat plush which allowed anyone to play with her electronic likeness on the Webkins website. Okay, that sounds creepy, but I'm sure it's not sexual.
Yeah, I'm sure it's perfectly fine.
Yep. Also, their Chronicle Books has published the Grumpy Cat wall calendar each year since 2013, with a 2019 edition available as of August 2018. So you have a Grumpy Cat pinup, Grumpy Cat girly calendar. I wonder if Grumpy Cat's in sexual erotic positions.
What is this, like Futurama with the girly calendar?
Yes, but remember, we're on Earth, so we have 12 months, unlike Mars.
In a calendar. All grumpy cats must pose.
Yes, dude. So Grumpy Cat then has her sexual girly calendar, which goes hand in hand with her adult toys.
Which may or may not exist.
Yeah, we don't know. Then there are books too. There's the official Grumpy Cat book, Grumpy Cat, a Grumpy book, was published on July 23rd, 2013 by Chronicle Books. It's available in both print and digital formats, and it's sold worldwide in retailers. And then there was Dynamite Entertainment published a comic book about Grumpy Cat and her brother, titled The Misadventures of Grumpy Cat and Pokey. Well, Pokey really got shafted in this. Don't you think? Pokey has like nothing to do except appear in one Grumpy Cat
Not
book.
to be confused with Pokey from Gumby.
Yes, the horse.
Yes.
I know that name sounded familiar. So then Dover Productions also published a Grumpy Cat paper doll, stickers, coloring, and tattoo books. So all the hot porn stars to have Grumpy Cat tattoos on their sugary sweet asses? Ooh, dude, that's hot.
Who gets off on Grumpy Cat?
Yeah. Well, when they can fuzz out their private parts, they can show Grumpy Cat pictures.
It would be like Amy's tattoo for Futurama.
Oh yeah, obscene Grumpy Cat tattoo.
Yeah.
Amy for Futurama has an obscene Grumpy Cat
Or
tattoo.
it could be like the talking tattoo she had in that one episode.
Oh yeah, with her and Kiffer flying 300 big boys.
Yes.
When they're flying in that jet thing.
Yes, it could be Grumpy Cat. It could have been a Grumpy Cat tattoo that just complains.
Yes, and then the Kip bought a wash for her, but then she dropped and it fell into the whale and it got eaten.
Yes.
What was the whale's name? Shamu?
Mushu, I think.
Wushu. Remember what the whale biologist says. This is Wushu, and he thinks he's better than you.
And it's Kif, not Kip.
Oh, Kif. Okay, I always confuse that. Okay, there are also, believe it or not, digital products too with Grumpy Cat. Because Grumpy Cat has no shame when it comes to marketing. So in December 2013, an official video game called Grumpy Cat Unimpressed was released by GAN Studios and is playable on Facebook, iOS devices, and Android devices. The game is a match 3 game where if combos are performed, Grumpy Cat's insults will appear. The players unlock her maymays as they patch each level, and she can be made angry with meows, hairballs, and laser pointers. Please do not shoot laser pointers in the real world at aircraft, animals, or other human beings, even the retarded ones, because they can hurt you or possibly kill you. But you can eat hairballs, that's okay. In June 2016, Weather Creative Inc. released a weather app, iOS and Android device called Grumpy Cat Weather, as a follow-up to the popular 2013 Grumpy Cat theme in its Weather Kitty Weather app. So apparently, Grumpy Cat now can predict the weather, so I'm very surprised that the Grumpy Cat Weather app has not beaten the Weather Channel Weather app.
Well, maybe in addition to that, Grumpy Cat can control the weather with its mood.
Yeah, she
like,
could make tornadoes.
Who was able to do that? I think it was Kim Jong Un.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Kim Jong Un was reported that he could control the weather depending on his mood.
Yes, was it Il or Un?
One of them, I don't remember.
I forgot who. One of them's a son, one of them's a dad. Doesn't really matter.
Who cares? They both suck. In it, users can check Grumpy Cat's dry and witty forecasts every day. December 2016, Lucky Cat Studios released a game app for iOS and Android devices called Grumpy Cat's Worst Game Ever. Now we're dealing with some angry video game nerd shit up in here. Players can attempt to win mini games, unlock iMessage stickers, iOS only, share memes, and more. But everything in the Grumpy Cat universe isn't all sunshine and kitties, folks. There's also dark stuff too.
It's like the dark side of the force.
Yeah, Grumpy Cat also had legal issues to contend with as well. In the greatest court case of our time, there was Grumpy Cat Limited versus Grenade Beverages, LLC.
Grenade?
Grenade, yes.
Holy shit.
This is fucking serious, bitches.
This is fucking war.
Goddamn right. So in May 2013, Grumpy Cat Limited partnered with Grenade Beverage LLC to market Grumpachino, iced coffee beverages, which I kind of remember. I think they were sold at retail stores like Take and Save.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
I'm sure we bought it if we saw them. There's no way we wouldn't have.
Well, what was it?
Because we love crap like that. They were like the cold Starbucks drinks you buy at Pick and Save. They were just iced coffee beverages.
Oh, okay. I'm sure we did.
Because the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, that'd be something that'd be right up
Now,
our alley.
it is not to be confused with the Dunkachino that Al Pacino tried to make you buy from Jack and Jill for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes, totally unrelated.
Yes. So, in 2015, Grumpy Cat Limited filed a lawsuit against Grenade Beverage LLC, citing trademark infringement when the beverage company expanded its line of Grumpy Cat coffee offerings beyond what was originally agreed upon, producing and marketing a Grumpy Cat roasted ground coffee, even after being specifically told in writing via email that they were not supposed to. So apparently the contract stated that they could not do this, but they went ahead and did it anyway. The Grenade Beverages. So Grumpy Cat...
When will they learn?
Yes. So Grumpy Cat then, in an act of not a defiance, but in an act of justice said, you can lick my goddamn ass, and decide to sue them. So in January 2018, the California federal court jury sided with Grumpy Cat Limited and ordered Grenade Beverage Company to pay $710,000 in damages for copyright and trademark infringement, as well as a $1 million nominal damage fee for breach of contract. So in the end, you can rest assured, people, Grumpy Cat reigned victorious in its fight against the ultimately corrupt Grenade Beverages LLC.
So Grumpy Cat laid the hammer down with furious anger,
and she laid her paws down with flaming malice.
So if you fuck Grumpy Cat in the ass,
it will fuck you right back
in the ass.
Damn right. Now, Grumpy Cat also had some films. There was a film, Grumpy Cat appears in a film called Little Bub and Friends, with a Z, because it has to be hip, like from the street. And it's like Little Bub. It's like Little Bub is Lil, like Little Kim, because they're cool.
Where's the Z in it again?
In Friends.
Oh, it's in Friends,
yes.
The Z.
But
okay.
Little Bub doesn't have the comma above the second L, like Little Kim is just,
Lil.
Yeah, which I think it should have the comma, but I think usually they do. So the documentary appeared at the Tribeca Film Festival on April 18th, 2013, and won the Tribeca Online Festival Best Feature Film, which I think is more prestigious than the Best Picture of the Year for the Academy Awards.
Oh, without question.
Or Sundance.
Of course. It's so obvious.
Yeah, I know, right? Only a dumbass wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
So in May 2013, Broken Road Productions optioned Grumpy Cat for a Garfield-like feature film adaptation. Because the film producer Todd Garner said, we think we can build a big family comedy around this character. But that obviously didn't happen. There was no Grumpy Cat like movie in theaters or anything like that. So that never happened. But It didn't say that. It just the Wikipedia article just stopped there, but obviously didn't happen because we would have seen commercials and stuff for it. So that must have fell through somehow. On June 11th, 2014, it was announced though that Lifetime would produce a film starring Grumpy Cat entitled Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever, and the film debuted on November 29th, 2014. And then Tim Hill, the film's director, and Jeff Morris wrote the script, and principal photography took place over the summer. And Aubrey Plaza voiced the Grumpy Cat character, and was also a producer on the film. On November 6, 2014, Lifetime released a tongue-in-cheek video about the casting and Plaza's process for becoming the voice of Grumpy Cat. We actually did take the movie on the DVR and watched it, and it's okay for a Hallmark movie.
I can't imagine
Lifetime movie.
I can't imagine how you would prepare for a role like that, because a Grumpy Cat movie is just art of the highest caliber.
Yes.
I mean, you would need the world's greatest actors to be in it, and they weren't.
You need the world's greatest actors like
Daniel Day-Lewis,
Calculon.
Yes. So these people must have been just out of this world if they went with them instead of the other people.
They would need the greatest character that ever lived, the greatest actor of all time for Futurama. Do you remember what his name is? It's not Calculon.
Oh, I honestly can't remember his name.
Zoidberg. Loved him.
Yeah, he had the bag over his head.
Yes. Cobb.
You can look it up. Yeah, something. I think it was his last name was Cobb.
Was it Randall Cobb?
Well, you can look it up if you want.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Because we got to finish this joke here. And back to the weather thing in the with being controlled by your mood. I think that was Kim Jong-il, because I think his son is Kim Jong-un. Because I sometimes I get them confused. But anyway, though, Grumpy Cat has a very, I guess you could say, checkered past. You know, you always have peaks and valleys and things like this. And it seems like Grumpy Cat took the world by storm, and we weren't aware of it. Like, we knew Grumpy Cat was popular, and Grumpy Cat had its paws in a bunch of pies, but it had its paws like in every fucking pie in the world. I mean, it became an icon like beyond any icon that I can think of in recent memory. It's amazing.
Okay, the best character to have voiced Grumpy Cat should have been the greatest actor of all time, Langdon Cobb from Futurama.
We have a wiener!
Now, on to the stuff the only people give a flying fuck about is earnings. In March 2013, Brian, remember Brian Bundinson, he is the brother of Grumpy Cat's owner, Tabitha, indicated that Grumpy Cat earned them income in the mid-5 figures, which increased to low 6 figures by May 2013. As of August 2018, the Bundinsons have not disclosed the Grumpy Cat's brand's net worth, although online speculation estimated it between just a very small range. Folks, we got this in a very small range here. They're able to dwindle it down.
Yes, it's a very specific range.
To a very close approximation of what Grumpy Cat has in terms of money. That they estimated that Grumpy Cat's brand's net worth is between a minimal $1 million and $100 million. So they're pretty close as to what Grumpy Cat has.
Oh, that's so narrow, it doesn't make a difference. 1 million, 100 million. That's like tissue paper thickness.
Splitting hairs.
Yeah, splitting pubic hairs.
Yeah, pubic hairs. That's like splitting pubic hairs when you get a Brazilian bikini wax. But sadly, tartar sauce, of course, died, because we all know that by now, that she died at her home in Morristown, Arizona, in the arms of her owner Tabitha, following complications from a urinary tract infection on May 14th, 2019. Her death was announced on May 17th, 2019 on social media and saddened many people, and then tributes were posted worldwide. And that's really sad, because if anybody who's ever had a pet and had one die, that's sad. So
You didn't say how old Grumpy Cat was when she passed.
Grumpy Cat lived to be 7 years old.
And for a cat, as far as we know,
cats usually live longer than that. But remember,
they can live double or more.
They have physical deformities, so that's probably maybe one of the reasons why it died. It doesn't say that. It just says she had a urinary. She had a urinary tract infection. Whether or not that had to do with her deformities, I don't know. But it's still sad that she died just from an animal standpoint, because it's always sad when a pet dies. So,
yes, the gravy train with biscuit wheels ran off the tracks.
So now, when you're about to die, you can say, they better have Grumpy Cat in hell.
I don't think Grumpy Cat would go to hell.
No, I don't think Grumpy Cat would. I don't think Grumpy Cat did anything that would warrant punishment like that.
That would constitute that.
But anyway, though, that Grumpy Cat only lived 7 years, and his time on Earth wasn't that long, but it brought us a lot of joy. But she did bring us a lot of joy.
Well, yes, for all the jokes and childish insults and humor and bad taste and all that jazz.
Grumpy Cat was pretty badass.
Yes, we actually really respect Grumpy Cat and all the people involved with Grumpy Cat.
Because Grumpy Cat was one of us. She was an internet pioneer.
She was like the every cat.
Every cat, yes.
Like Rocky.
She was a cat.
The underdog, or undercat.
She was a cat who had physical deformities, but didn't let that stop her from rising to internet celebrity.
She overcame many obstacles to become the cat we all know today.
Yep, just like Freddy from Shazam. So, now here's another article that's called 15 Facts About Grumpy Cat by Aaron McCarthy, which was published May 17, 2019.
Okay, this might answer one of the questions I was going to ask.
I'm just going to read the article because it's very short. So,
proceed.
Grumpy Cat attends a baseball game between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Francisco Giants at Chase Field on September 7th, 2015 in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, wait, that's a picture of Grumpy Cat at the baseball game. You can't see that because there's no pictures. I'm sorry, I thought that was the article. Because I was wondering, what does this have to do?
That wasn't a... Yeah.
That was in the article, but it had to do with a picture.
Yeah, just imagine it.
Yeah, so Grumpy Cat apparently likes baseball. Who knew? So anyway, this was the interview. This morning, it was announced on Twitter that Grumpy Cat, the internet famous feline, who launched thousands of memes, passed away earlier this week at the age of 7. Back in October 2013, the famously frowny kitty came to New York City to attend the Friskies. And not the Woodies. She did not go to the porno award show. She went to the Friskies, which I guess could also be like taken that way as well. An award show that crowns the best cat videos of the year, and to pick up a Lifetime Achievement Award. In other words, bullshit award.
That's not porno at all.
Even though, like the girl got from King of the Hill Candy.
Yeah, it's just saying we're getting tired of seeing you do it.
Yeah, we're getting sick of Grumpy Cat doing it, so we're going to give you a Lifetime Achievement Award.
And get the fuck out of Dodge.
So she went to pick up a Lifetime Achievement Award, even though she had not yet celebrated her second birthday. Wow, after 1 year, she really made it famous.
Well, that's how awesome she was. She did a lifetime's amount of work in less than 2 years.
That's more than Obama did, wow.
Yeah, that'll do in his whole lifetime.
Yeah. But still not enough as Trump, though.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
No, she can never beat Trump.
Sorry, Grumpy Cat, but you can't usurp Trump.
You can't derail this Trump train. And she also did more work than the Stupid Squad as well. In her short year and a half, she's accomplished so much. Shane Bryan, then brand managers of Friskies, the cat food brand that created the show set, so she seemed like the ideal candidate for the award. Mental Floss, they sponsor stuff on IFC, had the chance to sit down with Grumpy Cat and her humans Tabitha, Bundison, her brother Brian, and her daughter Crystal at that event to find out all we could about this seriously cranky and seriously cute kitty who will be dearly missed. And then these are the 15 facts. Some of these are new, and some of these will be repeated information from the Wikipedia article, but just for completion's sake, I'm going to read all of them. Number 1. Grumpy was born on April 4th, 2012 at the Bundison's home in Morristown, Arizona. Her mother is a calico, but Tabitha said that they weren't 100% sure Grumpy's dad was. Okay, because the Wikipedia article said that Grumpy Cat's dad...
So Grumpy Cat's dad is one of the mystery men.
Yes. The Wikipedia article said that Grumpy Cat's dad was a black and white tabby putative, whatever that is. But here, this article says they don't know what her dad was. 2. Grumpy's unique look comes from feline dwarfism and an underbite. She became an internet sensation. Brian posted a photo of her on Reddit in September 2012. 3. Grumpy has a brother named Pokey. He's black and white, but he does have dwarfism, so he's super short and cute too, Tabitha said. His face isn't as frowny as hers, but he does have an underbite. 4. Grumpy's not actually that grumpy. In fact, he's pretty lovable. Most of the time, Grumpy's very calm, but she can also be playful. She particularly likes to hide behind curtains. She's super frisky. Good thing that's not horny. Especially between 3 and 6 a.m. when you're trying to get your deepest sleep. She's wanting to play, Tabitha said. Pokey actually has more of a grumpy personality.
Well, that just shatters my whole worldview.
So apparently Grumpy Cat, who looks grumpier than Pokey, is less grumpy, and Pokey's more grumpy.
How can I go on, like Fry from Futurama, how can I go on living knowing that I can't tell the difference between grumpiness and non-grumpiness?
Grumpy Cat's all a sham. Pokey was the real Grumpy Cat all along, like the Mandarin from Iron Man 3.
God damn you!
Grumpy Cat was just a figurehead with no official power.
This is like a Planet of the Apes level twist.
It's like getting kicked in the nut balls.
Getting kicked in the nads.
Big
repeatedly.
Time. But Grumpy Cat, though, is frisky from 3 to 6. So don't forget that.
Oddly specific.
Yes. But it's like that guinea pig that Tony talked about where it would squeak at 5 a.m. in the morning like that. From Cinemassacre.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or his girlfriend's current bird, Bubba.
Her parents' bird.
Yeah, parents' bird, screams. Really loud. Number 5. Crystal came up with Grumpy Cat's real name, Tartar Sauce, which was inspired by 2 things. Grumpy's original orangish coloring. She thought Grumpy looked like tartar sauce, Tabitha said. And the fact that at the time, Tabitha was waitressing at Red Lobster and had just made Crystal try the stuff. She was like, ew, no. And I said, honey, you have to try it. It goes with fish. So it was fresh in her mind when the kitten was born.
That was my question, because I know there was an origin to Grumpy Cat's name. That's how fucking awesome Grumpy Cat is. Not only does she have an origin story, but her name does too.
Oh yeah. Number 6. Even though it's not her given name, Grumpy Cat will also answer to Grumpy. In fact, is pretty much grumpy all the time now, Tabitha said. 7. Her favorite Friskies food is savory shreds. I think it's the gravy, Tabitha said. She really loves it. Non-Friskies, tuna and Starbucks coffee cake. So Grumpy Cat likes tuna, I can see, but Starbucks coffee cake.
Grumpy Cat has expensive taste.
Oh, she goddamn right she does have expensive taste.
She's probably one of the few animals in the world that can afford to eat at Starbucks.
Grumpy Cat can easily afford Starbucks. I wonder if they would kick Grumpy Cat out of the restaurant if she made somebody feel uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, like the police officers.
Yes. And then are they going to have a fake Grumpy Cat Day, where everybody can come around and talk about community issues with her.
Oh yeah, with Grumpy Cat,
Yeah.
like Starbucks.
Yeah, to make up for it, to show people they don't hate the police.
Yeah.
To make sure, because you don't want them to think they hate Grumpy Cat.
Yeah. Yes.
Critics have questioned whether Grumpy should be traveling so much. This is number 8. But Grumpy actually loves it. I don't feel like she's being abused or exploited by traveling, Tabitha said. I feel like she gets excited. She knows. When I get her carrier out, she'll come and climb in it. I think she's kind of liking it. Yeah, so she likes to go places like dogs.
God, she likes to go places.
Yes.
Yeah, awkward pause.
Yeah. Number 9. I wonder Grumpy Cat going where no cat has gone before. Or like that episode where she's gone everywhere. Like the sex toy from Sex Toy Story.
Yes.
From Family Guy. Well, you could say Grumpy Cat's sex products have gone everywhere. Her sex toys. Number 9. Other Grumpy myths the abundant sins would like to dispel. They Grumpies in front of the camera all the time. They shoot 1 week's worth of daily grumps in one city.
The Daily Grump.
Yes, and that Grumpy has been sedated at book signs and other appearances.
Oh,
She never has been and never will be, Brian says. She's really active at night and sleeps during the day. She always has, which is why she seems sleepy at events. Number 10, in fact, they don't Grumpy Cat up on Goofenthal.
Goofenthal.
Yeah, like, oh, doesn't anybody have any integrity left? Number 10, in fact, stipulations that ensure Grumpy's well-being are written into every agreement and contract. Her health and safety is the most important thing to us, much like Mr. Business from Bob's Burgers. Brian says there aren't any diva-esque demands on Grumpy's side either. All she needs, Tabitha said, are bottles of water and a cool place to sit. So she doesn't like M&Ms with all the brown ones taken out like Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, she's very low maintenance.
Yes.
Like Karu from Tension.
Yes, very low maintenance.
That's good to know that you're not dealing with a diva.
Yeah. Or like the camel from the Geico commercial that he gets his own trailer.
Yes.
Number 11. Grumpy's favorite things to play with. Bags and string.
Bags and string?
Yeah. Bags, what, so it can hang himself and suffocate?
So that's how Grumpy Cat rolls.
So that's funny. So Grumpy Cat's into BDSM. And what I find funny is that the Grumpy Cat's favorite toys were the most dangerous things there were for it.
Yeah, you wouldn't let kids play with that.
I know. All the expensive toys you get from PetSmart and Pet Supplies Plus and Petco.
Yeah.
Which I think used to be Petopia. Yeah, we'll buy all those, but Grumpy Cat doesn't like them. She likes the ones I can get for free or get from the Dollar Tree.
So is this like a sequel to Boats and Hose?
Yeah,
Bags and String.
Bags and String.
It's Bags and String?
Yeah, bags and string.
Oh, that's just asking a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, yeah, because, when people, what they would do is, a joke, they put bags on cat's feet and tie it together
like
with,
the little
strings.
cartoons.
Well, that's kind of weird.
Like I said, I think Grumpy Cat must be into sadomasochism. Does it have a little leather mask? And a whip? Yeah, does it like whips? Okay.
Feathers.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's not S&M.
No, being chained to the rack. Blindfolds, masks. Number 12.
Don't mind me, I'm just choking to death here.
Yeah, number 12. Grumpy will be dressing up for Halloween, so this must have been done before Halloween. But no costume has been decided on yet. There's a few things we've tried on, Tabitha said. You can take her into PetSmart and put them on her, so we've had a little too much fun doing that. Most important is finding one that is comfortable for her. I don't want to put her in one that will make it hard to walk and stylish. So Grumpy Cat's into fashion, and I bet her...
So Grumpy Cat's a fashionista.
Yes, and I bet her fashion senses are better than the runway catwalk women who wear those hideous costumes.
those are the most fucking ugly pieces of goddamn shit.
Remember, you can't go wrong with a little black dress. In this case, you can't go wrong with a little black thingy-bob for Grumpy Cat. In 2013, Grumpy Cat wrote a book, Grumpy Cat, a Grumpy Book, and it made the New York Times bestsellers list. Number 14. In 2014, Grumpy Cat starred in a holiday movie for Lifetime, Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever. Grumpy was voiced by Parks and Recreation star Aubrey Plaza. In number 15, in the final fact, Grumpy Cat has totally changed her owners' lives. And I've been waitressing for 10 years, barely making ends meet, Tabitha said. Now I get to travel with the cat, and I'm homeschooling Crystal so we get to spend more time together. So Crystal's going to come out a lot smarter than most kids in the public school, and she will not be indoctrinated in liberal propaganda. I hardly ever saw my brother before all this happened, maybe once or twice in 10 years, and now I get to see him every couple months at least. It's a huge positive change. Plus, there is the joy that Grumpy Cat is spreading, or grumpiness, but really, everyone's smiling. This story has been updated for 2019, which meant that it came out before, and then they republished and updated it to reflect the fact that Grumpy Cat bit the big one.
Yeah, Grumpy Cat's current life situation.
Because when this was created, originally published, Grumpy Cat was still alive. But Grumpy Cat, though, is amazing because she tears down walls and boundaries, builds bridges, and brings families closer together with her grumpiness. And sells coffee products, shovelware video games, and all kinds of overpriced novelty items such as books, mugs, and t-shirts and calendars.
I think
pornographic calendars, and possibly sex toys.
All the pornographic stuff I don't think Grumpy Cat did.
No.
That was just us being assholes.
No, I can honestly say Grumpy Cat has nothing to do with the adult industry or adult industry accessories.
That we know of. But anyway, I think there's a lesson here in all of this. It reminds me of something Hank said in King of the Hill when he told Bobby in one episode, find out what your niche is. It'll lead to riches. And that's what Grumpy Cat did. Grumpy Cat is the personification, I think, of that message, where Grumpy Cat's niche was grumpy. And what do you know? It led to riches.
Yep. And that could also be applied to find what your niche is, and that leads to bitches.
Way to just take the ultimate shit on my positive, uplifting, and thought-provoking
that's
message.
if you're after hot chicks as opposed to money. It works for both.
But the point of all of this is that Grumpy Cat came, it conquered, and then when she died, she left behind a grandiose legacy.
Yep, much like Slayer's Rain and Blood, which was only 29 minutes when it came out. It came in for under a half hour, destroyed everything, and left just as fast as it came in. And that's what Grumpy Cat did.
Short, sweet, to the point.
Yep.
Take no prisoners. It just did what it needed to do and left.
Yep, and did nothing else. Nothing more. You couldn't ask any more of Grumpy Cat. Just did what it had to do, and it left us just as fast as she came.
I mean, Grumpy Cat is certainly, I think, one of the most famous animals in the last couple of years, and I would say even probably in our lifetime.
I know there are a lot of internet cat celebrities out there, but I think Grumpy Cat might be the biggest.
Yes, they're all unique in their own way, and Grumpy Cat will always hold a special place in our hearts.
Yeah, we'll never forget Grumpy Cat.
Yeah, so we should probably now take a moment of have a moment of silence for Grumpy Cat.
Yes,
starting now.
Okay, that was fun.
Yes, I hope everybody had a chance to reflect on Grumpy Cat during that moment of silence.
Yes, and remember all the great memories you had with her.
Yes, and she will live on in meme form.
Yep.
Or meme form.
She was loved by billions.
Yes. And she made billions.
Yep.
Well, maybe not billions, but a shitload.
Anywhere between 1 million to 100 million.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's a very, very exact amount of money.
Yes.
No room for error. A penny here, a penny there.
Okay. So, that brings us to the end of our podcast.
So, if unless there's anything else you want to talk about the great Grumpy Cat.
Nope, I think Grumpy Cat speaks for herself.
Well, hopefully, when Grumpy Cat is dipping fish sticks, is eating fish sticks in heaven, that there's plenty of tartar sauce.
Remember, all cats go to heaven.
Yes.
Trust me, there's no shortage of tartar sauce there.
Yes.
And it's the best damn tartar sauce you can ever imagine.
Yes.
Where the fish and salmon reign free.
Yes. Yes, like the roam free like the cat planet.
Yes.
From Futurama.
Yep, just like that.
So, in any way, moving on, if you enjoyed this podcast, please feel free to like it. And if you enjoyed any of the other podcasts on our YouTube channel, you can like those as well. And if you want to, you can leave comments for this podcast and all the other podcasts too. And if you really want to be a trendsetter trailblazer, then please subscribe to our channel.
I also just remembered that this is a special podcast because this is the first, special Forgotten Figures podcast, because this is the first Forgotten Figures episode that featured a real character. All the ones we did prior were fictional.
Yes, that is true.
Yes, this I was supposed to say this at the beginning, but I forgot about it and I just remembered.
Well, that's the fun of doing this live.
So this is the first Forgotten Figures, because Forgotten Figures can have real or fictional characters, but this was the first time we did a real character for the show. So, welcome to number one real character for Forgotten Figures, and there'll be more real characters hopefully later.
Yes, in the future. Okay, I think I covered everything now.
So I know the way we normally end our show, we're going to end a little differently this time. So we're going to change our saying just slightly about how we go off the air. I'm John Christopher Wagner, co-host.
And I'm James Michael Wagner, co-host.
Telling everybody out there to remember Grumpy Cat and, play your Grumpy Cat games and use your merchandise and stuff. Have fun with her. Never forget her. So, it's time to go. So, Grump on.
Grump on.